Hi guys, and welcome to Magyar 501 Toxic stream and cast of AoE 2. So we're doing a 1v1 ranked game today, and this is between Ubiquitous and 3.14, which I believe is something to do with Pi. Alrighty, so we have Saracens, and they are up against with Pi Franks. Okay. So welcome to obviously new viewers and new sort of streaming on YouTube. I am. This is my first official casting. So we're just going to take it nice and easy, see what we can see. Although the channel is called Toxic, we are not entirely toxic orientated. We do obviously want to promote good content for people and promote good healthy playing. So this will talk about the map to begin with. So the Saracen base here, awesome. For walling, so small backwood, two backwoods rather. The main issue here is obviously, you have your 3 golds, your 2 stones towards the front. So it is going to produce a very interesting, game moving forward past feudal age. Contrary to the Frank space here, so we've got 2 back golds, a forward-ish stone. Two golds, a stone, and a forward-ish gold. But it's not too bad. I'd much prefer to have this base than that of the Saracens. Now, the beauty thing with the Saracens is that they do get the market bonus. So they only pay a small fee, and you can use that to gain an advantage in military and technologies. Obviously, late game, you do need to make sure you have good economy behind it. But yeah, so for them to move forward quickly and secure this portion of the map, it's barren. Honestly, it's going to be very tough. We'll talk about putting a castle here later on, but at the moment, these guys are pushing the deer. They're doing a good job. So we'll just keep the KD stats there. And you can see at the top here. So we're going for Loom with the Franks player. And let's just check in. We might have just checked that out. So the Saracen player doesn't have room yet. So Franks are definitely going to be going up first. Now, that they do have the bonus for foraging berries, although it probably hasn't been that utilized by Pi. Excuse me. So sometimes these deers can be a bit annoying in terms of just wandering around doing their own thing. So chase this deer for a while. Now we've got. Okay, so feudal time was pretty similar. Pretty similar feudal times. And now we're going for the walls. So both, yeah, it's good timing. These guys are not too bad. I didn't actually see the ELO rating initially, but I would be surprised. So as we make our way to the feudal age, we're just gonna check on these elos for you, and then just see. I don't want to make any assumptions on the reload just at the moment, especially just getting in. So we're looking at 1400. Okay, so pretty, mid tier. And I think it's going to be a good game, especially to start watching on this channel. Basically, as I'm sort of learning and getting used to both capture age and casting, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be good. Obviously, the random matches as well. You do start off with a relatively slow pace in this particular type of game. Now, Saracens. So we're going with possibly scouts, right? Now this walling from the Franks is going to be awesome. So another small thing with Franks, in case you don't know, is that they do start with extra HP. Well, they don't get bloodlines. It is essentially built into their units as part of their unique technologies. So we do have the Frank player putting on nice early pressure. So we do have this spearman here to protect the woodline. Now, one thing that we do need to be mindful of is these scouts are much faster than the spearmen. And we did decide. Okay, so they do have loom now. The scouts will chase the villagers all around the map, and the spears will chase them. So the best thing to do is actually use the spearmen to just defend. So if you have a spearman on each wood line, and if you're taking gold this early on, then you have one or two spearmen just to defend the gold as well. And this just minimizes your downtime and being distracted. It's very important to keep your economy going early on, so we can transition to the castle age as quickly as we can. So see the spearman in the Saracen base here, he's actually led to no deaths. They have a amount of time, but both of them are about the same. With, okay, the Saracen player has probably invested a little bit now into military, and if they stay home, then obviously we're going to be a little bit, it's going to lack a little bit in terms of the forward pressure they could put on. So just be mindful of these scouts here. So a couple of low HP ones, but still really solid with armor. So with the walls, obviously that's going to be helpful, and this is very easy to wall behind, so there's no real pressure now these scouts can do, unless they get back in. But the fact that they have the spearmen there, we're not really too concerned. So what we do have is these Saracen scouts coming down here now. So this sort of late pressure with scouts, once the base is fully walled, in this occasion with Pie's walls being already built, these scouts can't do much now. Okay, so what they're going to need to do is they're going to need to just scamper around the map a bit, scout the relics, get the other resources located, so that as we transition later game, we can actually see, Ubiquitous can go and scout out the map later. And I think that's what the Pie is doing as well. So he's now realized that Ubiquitous is now fully walled, and he can't now put any more pressure on. So he can be a little bit annoying like this and just cause a minor look-sees, but what he should really do now is scout around the map and see again what resources and relics can be located for that late game transition. So yeah, so we both of the teams here are just gonna boom behind this. So the Franks on their way to Castle Age, and we're expecting to see knight play. Okay. So the Franks in history, the French were very well renowned for their knights, and in Age of Empires that is also how they are portrayed, as a fantastic cavalry civilization with perks and bonuses that will support that as the game moves forward. So we do have the Franks player now just scouting around the map and just seeing what is available and around there. And Ubiquitous is also on his way to Castle Age. Now, he's also building stables. Now, the Saracens get camels. Heavy camels, and they can actually get a bonus in the castle to make those camels more powerful. So this is a good matchup. Oh, sorry about that. We do have a newborn baby, and he does keep us awake at night. Now, we do have some pressure coming on from the scouts here by Ubiquitous, but again, scouts just set there to attack the wall. As soon as his houses come in, and these scouts will come. Although he needs to be careful, Pi, because there's a lot of low HP. It's a good fight for Ubiquitous to clean them up. And we have the knights coming out. So they're +1, and we do have armor as well on those guys, as well as their higher HP. Now we will see the camels from the Saracen player to counteract those knights. And we're just about to see a TC dropped. Yes, we are. And this game is about to get very exciting. So fight on the hill. So in Age of Empires, you do get a hill bonus. So the higher up the hill you are, as long as you're higher than your opponent, you will get a bonus in that area of attack. Now, camels have a bonus against cavalry, so they're a bit cheaper to make and have lower overall stats, but their bonus is attacking knights. So for just as a basic sort of thought, they're a pikeman on a camel is essentially how I look at them. So you have the mobility of the cavalry, but the fight that you have with a pikeman against a knight in the Castle Age. So yeah, that's where we're at so far. So obviously being on the hill here is a great advantage for the Saracen, and whoever controls this hill really, it's going to be very beneficial, and the Frank player really needs to take control of that hill to prevent the Saracen from getting up there. So he's still only on the... We're just going 2 TCs, right? For Ubiquitous, and just a 1 from the Frank player. So these knight numbers are gaining a bit of momentum here. We still have 10 knights. But he needs to make it happen, because once these camel numbers come in, those knights are going to be pretty hard to stop these camels. And here we go, we see the first monkers. So monkers will help protect the knights. Maybe they'll try and grab a camel or 2. And that'll just assist and force the camels to retreat. So definitely a few camels on the field now. Camels and knights, they're not 1 for 1. So the knights are still a superior unit, as are knights over pikemen. But they do, once you start getting to maul with the camels, you need to be careful with the knights. They can really get a beating here. You've got a few spearmen rather in there as well, and it starts to look a bit scary. But you're having these monks here to re-heal the knights from the battle. They really should stay there and re-heal quickly. and that makes a very big difference in terms of attacking again. So again, we still have some very low ones. They should really be sent back to be healed. And now we're coming with forward siege. Now this is interesting because forward siege is good at getting in the base, but the units we have here are not that great in securing the base once it gets in, because the assassin player here is building camels and it's about to be building pikes, which are a hard counter to what the Franks player is building. So what we really want to see here is we'd like to see the Franks build a forward castle and take the stone and the gold here, which would also pressure, you know, a bunch of farms here, 4 or 5 farms, and it would take out this TC and this main wood line. So that would be very, very damaging. And at the moment, with a bit of recon, the Franks player could clearly see that, and after the last engagement down here, the assassin player doesn't have anything to stop that cast from going up. Now obviously that would only work if our Franks player was on stone, which he is not, neither players are. So that could be something that we keep an eye on, and we look to transition towards that. So we see the pikemen come in. So we'll just check to see once they stop moving around. So the pikemen do have armor and attack upgrades. So that's going to be very interesting to see. And then the scorpions are coming in, and that's just going to be helpful in terms of clearing the pikes as well. So we are still waiting for transition to stone for forward pressure, but at the moment they seem to be content in just to put forward pressure. Now this catapult killing the TC is fine. Really it needs to be they're exposed and needs to kill some of these villagers here. So that's a good play from the Franks player to have the knights, and they do have raiding now. Now the assassin doesn't really have anything to defend this. We've got our Franks player at home now transitioned to the 3rd TC. And really does have a very comfortable population lead in terms of villages and overall pressure. So unfortunately for the Franks player, they are being heavily smashed by the TCs, and that is something that needs to be checked because he has such an advantage at the moment. It doesn't make sense to throw away all of the army and let the assassin player back in to the game. So these villagers need to jump out here and kill this ram, which is exactly what they're about to do. And then when they hop back in, they can continue to kill these knights. So this is where the Saracen market comes into play. Because of the excellent value in changing it up, they can... Oh, okay, and then the GG is called. Okay, so that's game 1. I think that it was pretty straightforward from early castle. Once that main battle was lost here, and then a bit of forward pressure, It needed a few more production buildings, and obviously that's much easier to say when you're not in the thick of it. And they had the right upgrade, so it was just good play from the Franks player. But we really need more pressure, more defensive pressure from the Saracen player. Okay, well, we'll just go and have a look at the statistics. Um, yeah, so thanks so much for watching this first video, and we look forward to seeing you as we all grow together on the channel and enjoy our love of this great game, Age of Empires 2. Thank you, and ciao for now. Magyar out.